Hi everyone, welcome back to Kids Cooking Corner. In this video, you will find an easy DIY or do-it-yourself cooking concept that I have created using simple art supplies you may have lying around the house. With those art supplies, we will be making a pizza today. So I wanted to create this simple art math manipulative because we know a lot of parents may not have the ingredients that my chefs have talked about in their recipes lying around the house, or maybe you cannot afford those right now. Or maybe it's too messy for your child. And so I wanted to create this so you can also incorporate those math concepts that my chefs have talked about, including patterns, counting, spatial relations, and number operations. With that being said, with our pizza math manipulative, you can also alter all these concepts depending on your student or child's learning skills, and you can use them in many different ways. And so now, with that being said, let's get started. So what you will need for this pizza is 2 to 3 pieces of copy paper, scissors, a bowl, any kind of clear tape, marker, pen and pencil, a ruler, coloring markers. I used red, brown, and gray. And lastly, toppings of your choice. I have already cut out pepperonis and mushrooms for this video so they can be ready. All I did was I took the copy paper that I showed, cut out circles and mushroom shapes, colored them in, and then laminated with the clear tape so they can last longer. Now I will be showing you guys how I make the actual pizza manipulative. So for the pizza base, I am going to use the bowl so I can trace and make a perfect circle. This was optional because you can obviously freehand draw the circle, but I'm really bad at that. And so now you have the circle. Once you have your circle, you are going to take your scissors and you are just going to cut it out. Now we are going to be drawing our crust on the pizza, and like I said, I cannot draw perfect circles, so I freehand drew that and it wasn't the best, but there you go. Now I am just going to go ahead and color my crust in with my brown marker. After that, I just took my ruler so I can draw straight lines, and I'm going to be making the pizza slices now. I went ahead and just used my pencil for this and made 8 pizza slices. And then I went ahead and just traced those lines with a black marker. After this, you are more than welcome to color in your pizza slices, but I just left mine like this. And the last step to creating this pizza is laminating it, and a simple trick is just to use clear tape. So I was using my duct tape, and this will make your manipulative last longer. So I went ahead and taped that baby up, and now we have our pizza. Now we will be moving on to how you can use your pizza as a math manipulative. We will first use it for the math concept of patterns. I'm starting with a simple repeating pattern, so I'm going to be using my toppings of pepperoni and mushroom, and I'm going to be placing the pepperoni on one slice, mushroom on another, pepperoni, mushroom, etc. This is when you can ask your child if they notice a pattern, and ask them if they can describe the pattern. Once they are able to do this, I'm only going to be putting this pattern into about 6 slices of pizza and leaving 2 blank, and ask your child if they can finish the pattern. Continuing with patterns, you can then have your child copy the pattern onto a different pizza. In order to make this more challenging, you can add different toppings and make it a different pattern structure instead of an A-B structure. Copying a pattern helps a student see the pattern more easily. For our next math concept, I will be focusing on counting. Specifically, I will be focusing on order relevance. So I am placing 1 pepperoni on one slice, 2, and then 3, and then 4. You will then ask your child what number comes next on the next slice and the one after that. Your child may point to each pepperoni and start counting up in order to find the next ones, or they might know it on top of their head. If you want to challenge your child a little bit more, you can focus on order irrelevance. So you can start on a number other than 1, such as 3, and then move on to 4, and then ask your child what comes next. Or you can just ask your child simple questions, such as how many slices of pizza have pepperoni on them? What about mushrooms? Moving on to our next concept, we will be focusing on spatial relations. For this concept, allow your student to free play the toppings. Ask them, what are you going to put on first? Are you spacing them out or putting each topping on top of each other? These types of vocabulary words are very important for this concept. For a harder challenge, use higher vocabulary and ask your child, how can you make the toppings symmetrical to one another? Another great way to use this pizza manipulative for spatial relations concept is to cut the pizza and turn it into a small puzzle. Only cutting out a few slices will allow your child to see where missing pieces are and how they should put each missing piece in place. This helps your child learn how things come together. Last but not least, we will be talking about number operations. Make up stories for your child. Ask them, how many slices of pizza do we have right now? 8. Now, if I ate 3 slices of pizza, how many would I have left? And they would count the remaining slices. Another fun scenario you can make up for your child, for example, is if Jeff wants 4 pieces of pepperoni on his pizza and 4 pieces of mushroom on his pizza, how many toppings did Jeff want altogether? Then your child can visually count and see how many toppings there are. And to make it a little bit more challenging for your student, you can move into fractions with the pizza. For example, if I ate 1/4 of the pizza, how many slices would I have left? And you can do this by coloring it in, cutting it out, etc. That is all I have for the DIY Pizza Math Manipulative. I hope you guys found it helpful and enjoyed. Thank you for coming and visiting us at Kids Cooking Corner.